So I have had another gap in terms of recording a video, and I will try and explain that a little bit. Um, I think it's not really a lack of motivation. I've been continuing to track my stats. I just haven't really had that much to say because I kind of plateaued a little bit and didn't really have many more kind of revelations on this whole approach. I've still been eating healthily. I've been broadly following all the plans I made since the beginning of the year. And I think I had in the back of my mind as well, I need to get back on top of the video stuff, but I wasn't motivated to do that because I didn't think the videos were particularly good, even for myself. And yeah, there's no point in making videos if they're not really saying much. Um, but um, the tracking has still gone on, so let me give an update of where they're at. I'm just moving around a little bit because I want to have a look at my spreadsheet while I'm doing it. Um, there has been a little bit of a revelation. It's minor, but I've said for a long time that the most stubborn marker or the most stubborn stat that I'm tracking is vascular age. So um, that's been really hard to get down. It's been around 53 most of the time, and I'm um, actually now 52. I've just turned 52, so I was 51, and getting an age of 53 wasn't great. But now I'm 52, and the age is coming back as 52. So it's no longer amber, it's green, but only just. But what I think I discovered after having lots of data and looking back through the data, there was a period where I got the vascular age down to 51 and then to 50, never lower than 50. But that was at or below my age at 51. And when I look back and say, well, was that just a fluke or was it because of diet? What I found is that I thought it was diet, maybe doing a little bit more exercise, um, but what seemed to correlate with those lower vascular age stats is not general exercise steps and things like that, or diet or sleep or blood pressure, because I thought blood pressure, because it's vascular, right? It's blood circulation. I thought blood pressure might have a lot to do with it too. What seemed to correlate with those low numbers was when I had a really high amount of intense exercise. So on my spreadsheet, I'm also tracking at the time I was tracking three things: climbing, golf, and table tennis. And when I knew I'd had pretty intense sessions, like the training in table tennis in France was pretty intense. So not just like casual table tennis, but the really intense stuff. That's when my vascular age was a bit lower. So what I've concluded is that um, I need to really move in order to get the blood circulation going. I suppose that makes sense. But anything that gets my heart rate up is probably going to help the vascular age, coupled with the fact that the vascular age is one of those stats that does take a long time to lower. So I've kind of redoubled my effort to try and move more, which is really, really hard because I've still got these two injuries. The injury to my kind of knee area is not too bad, but my bicep injury is really troubling me. It's ongoing. I'm seeing a physio, um, which will just start shortly. But it's really tough to actually do anything with that. So what I recently started doing, which is pretty much the only really active exercise or slightly competitive sport I can do whilst having an injured arm, is I went to play walking football last week, and that was amazing because I was really tired after about 5 minutes of playing. It was quite a hot day, um, but that I think really did raise my heartbeat. Walking football is a bit of a red herring because it is slower than full on football, but you still do jog, and there still is a lot of movement, and certainly for me it was still pretty exhausting. So that felt good. Um, so yeah, the other thing that I've changed is not really changed, but I'm still trying to get good stats on, but I've kind of raised the priority of his sleep. The more I look into it, the more I've discovered that sleep really is essential for a lot of reasons. So I'd like to get really high scores in sleep if I can. So my thinking of probably the three key stats among everything that I'm looking at are sleep. If I can get it at 100%, perfect. But as close as possible. Really, that's my goal, is 100% sleep. Vascular age, I want to try and continue to get that down, and fat percent. So if there's nothing else, those three things are the key markers, because if I can get my sleep at 100%, that kind of almost guarantees that my blood pressure is probably quite low, because you need low blood pressure to be able to sleep well, or it certainly helps a lot. And so that's likely. My heart rate will be pretty low as well. So having low blood pressure and low heart rate before you go to sleep, doing things like eating way before you go to sleep. So I'm aiming for at least 3 hours before I go to sleep is my last food. So then your body doesn't have to process any food when you are trying to sleep. No devices for at least an hour before sleeping, and trying to get to bed and get up at very regular times, so that the regularity between nights of sleep is there, meaning the body knows when it needs to rest. So yeah, all those things together actually are going to hopefully eventually help me to get into a routine and get good sleep. That's it. So that's kind of the update for now, and I'm going to try and make these updates more regular, but maybe once every couple of weeks instead of once every week. I'm not really sure yet, but I will continue to give regular updates.